some aspects of modernity are the natural consequences of uninhibited historical evolution of the West. For example, the emergence of the nation state. The nation state is the logical conclusion of the international relations and international politics of Europe. There are people who are French. It's like a tribe that needs a territory, so you created France and you have a nation state. But a lot of these things which constitute modernity, such as nation state, secularism, the conception of an individual citizen, individual rights, etc., these are not things which have historically evolved in the Muslim world. And because of colonization, part of modernity was imposed in the Muslim world. So even when Muslims became independent of Europe and other colonial powers, the modernist legacy of these colonial powers remained in place. That's why we have had these conflicts about whether Kuwait is a country or not, whether it's a part of Iraq, and so on and so forth. So Muslims are now struggling with this imposed social historical structure upon them, and they really don't know because part of it is alien. Plus, they also are not able to separate what elements of modernity are inevitable and which are just cultural preferences of the West. For example, if we have to become modernized, do we have to be democratic? If we do become democratic, do we necessarily have to be secular? If we do become modern, secular, and democratic, do we also have to have an attendant sexually promiscuous culture which comes with it? So we don't know, we are not able to sort out which is inevitable. The history is progressing in certain directions. No matter how much you resist it, that will happen. And which are just cultural choices which can be reversed, such as, for example, the declining standards of education in the United States. Is this inevitable? So if every Muslim country emulates the US, they will become free, democratic, and then have declining standards of education? Or no, that is not an inevitable consequence of modernity. We need to avoid that. So this debate, this larger debate that is going on in the Muslim world about how to govern, how to organize Muslim societies, is also trying to struggle to understand which are the shall we say, imperatives of history that we need to accommodate, and which are cultural preferences that we need to combat. And I think that hasn't been resolved yet in the Muslim world.